Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't been active lately and I am sorry for that. Like between university and everything going on with COVID in the country, it was really difficult for me. But now that exams are almost over, I'm ready to get back into it. And for the first tutorial that I would like to kick off with, I'm going to show you guys how I get my villagers into the shape that they are in most of the servers that I play, seeing that my villagers are usually the area that I specialize in, and they are actually really helpful if you know how to work with them. Okay, so firstly, for demonstration purposes, I built this all above ground, but usually I would build all of this underground. So where the grass is would be the level that the ground would be, and everything underneath it will be underneath the ground. So firstly, up here is not set, like this can be any villager breeder that you prefer, but this is like the typical thing that I would have, just like a little farm for them, enough beds for them to reproduce, and then over here is just where the babies would think they can go outside, and then they fall into the next area of the villager area. So then, when you come down here, in the second level, you'll see that it's basically just a bunch of villagers over here. And then you get to this part, which I'll show you guys how to build it now. So basically, as you can see, there's a villager in here. So firstly, I'm going to flip the switch to open up the mechanism and push them into the next level, and then close it up so the villagers can't just wander down there. And this will repeat itself, like as you can see, these villagers that are grown up will register the working stations and claim for themselves, standing on the pressure plate and trapping themselves in here. And so you can repeat the cycle over and over again. And then finally, in the bottom level, you'll see right at the back here, this is where the villager fell down, and this is also the final layer of the villager area. So firstly, what we'll do is we'll let the villager down. There's a zombie in the back there that cures them. And then finally, you can have like a little, you can automate this, but it's really not that difficult. Just take out your splash potion and your golden apple, and then you just wait for them to get cured, and then you have that. So just for demonstration purposes, over here I have a little boat area. So all I do then is put the little boat here, push it. Now, I would suggest that you wait for them to be cured first, but for demonstration purposes, I'm just gonna take them to the next step. So once you've cured them and you're happy with the results, you just put them in a boat, take them over to this area, and then you can close this off. Then finally, once they're cured, you can take a working station of your choice and put it in any of these areas, and they will eventually pathfind to it and trap themselves inside. So as you can see, this villager pathfinded to this little lectern over here and got himself trapped in there. Same thing will happen if you put lecterns or any other working station in any of these. Eventually, all the villagers will pathfind to them. That one got out, but eventually they will pathfind to their little lecterns. That's just because they're still in socializing time. Once it's working time, they will go over there and get trapped in there, and you can trade with them as much as you want. Okay, so the first step I'm going to show you how to do is the villager curing area, or the turning area, where I'm going to show you how to get this zombie into the area and set it up so that they cure cure villagers when you want them to. So I'm quickly going to go over to survival mode, and then I'm going to open him up. He'll start following me. As you can see, I've made planks here. There's another plank over here that he can't find. Put water down and jump out. And finally, all you need to do is trap him in there and he'll be stuck. the next thing you need to do over here, as you can see, is there's a piston that's about a block above him. Like, there's 2 blocks down and he's standing on a plank, so he's basically 1.5 block down. So all that will happen is once it's down, he'll be trapped in there still, but he'll be able to access the villager. So let me show you villager. Just block it off over here. So once your villager lands here, all you need to do is let him go down and the zombie will turn him. And there you have your zombie villager ready to cure. Now it is important to note that you want to name tag the zombie so that he doesn't despawn. It would be really annoying if you had to get another one in there every time you want to cure your villagers. Okay, secondly, I will show you how to get your villagers trapped in this little mechanism that will enable you to separate the babies from the adults. So firstly, what you're going to want to do is select a spot where you want them to go down. So as you can see, the hole over here is where they're eventually going to fall into, where you can then separate them and cure them and all that. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get your piston and put it down with a pressure plate behind it. So this will activate the trap. Next, you're going to dig the hole down and make sure you cover it up. You don't have to use glass, you can use any material over here, but it is important that you put glass over here. So nextly, we're going to quickly go get a sticky piston. We're going to have a sticky piston over here that's activated with a lever, and on this side you're going to have a solid block above there with another sticky piston over there with a button, and then finally you can just get any block behind them, and then of course any block above them so they can't get out. Well, that block actually needs to be, let's make it a lectern so that they can get trapped. So I'm just going to demonstrate this. Okay, and there we go. They get trapped. Now all you need to do is remove that and press this. Ooh. Oops. And then they go down. And from there you can do with them as you please. Like, it's not essential to cure them, but it will give you a lot better rates, and you can do it as many times as you please. Like, if you're on hard difficulty, it will be 100% turn rate, meaning every time a zombie kills a villager, they will become a zombie villager. On normal mode, it will be a 50-50% chance, and on easy mode or peaceful mode, of course, it will be a 0% chance. Okay, and then finally, I'll just come back and show you guys how all that fits into each other again. So up here is any breeder of your choice. Like, there are a lot of great breeding tutorials out there. I would suggest just searching some on YouTube, and I'm sure you'll find ones you're liking. I like this one especially because it's like a little more humane. Like, it gives the villagers some social interaction and they get to make some babies and they can still do their work and everything. But there are a lot smaller and simpler methods, so whatever you guys like will work with this method. All that you'll need to do is gather them all up in this little containment area where you can separate them with this method that I showed you. So again, all you need to do is open these and press the buttons. And both sides, oops, stubborn. Both sides will go down, then you can just close it again so that adults don't just wander in there while there's another one in there. Okay, and then the final step will be over here again, where all you need to do is let them down. Ooh. Oh, as you can see, the game mode was on easy, so both of them died. But anyway, all you need to do is let them get turned, Then you can cure them with your splash potion of weakness and your golden apple, and then finally bring them over to the storage area. Now I would suggest limiting the storage area to about 16 villagers aside, and then skipping 2 or 3 chunks and then again, because a lot of villagers so close to each other can cause a lot of lag, especially on servers. So if you're doing this on a server, I would suggest maybe going 1 chunk villagers, 1 chunk not, and so on. And I guess that is it for this video, guys. Like, as you can see, the villager area is already filling up just from the time I've been making this video with just 4 breeding parents. You can of course make more breeding parents. I just went for 4 for the video's sake. It depends on how quickly you wish to fill up your villagers. But yeah, thank you for watching, and let me know if there's any other questions.